one of our favorite dishes. We're gonna make it at home and show you just how easy it is to have a super awesome homemade hot pot night.
It's Chinese New Year, so gotta do something Asian.
Exactly. All done.
Items purchased.
Woo! Easy peasy.
Okay, so we're gonna do a hot pot today. And standard, we need some broth action. We're getting really lazy these days, so we're just gonna do a bit of miso. And I've got this like little miso paste right here. So it's super easy. All you do is just like chuck some in there, put some water in it, and hopefully it doesn't taste disgusting. This next one is tom yum, like that Thai stuff. So it's pretty hot, so don't get too crazy. And just to start off the whole hotting of potting, we've just got some hot water. Bloop, bloop, bloop. So our soup base is pretty hot, so we're just gonna kill it with a little bit of coconut cream. Now, if you're in Australia, Ayamo is easily the best. I think everyone knows this because it's almost always sold out. So, bloop.
James has decided that Saturday means drink.
Drinky poos.
Drinky poos. And we have a delicious gin. We showed it in one of our other videos. And it's probably going to kick us right in the... Cheers!
Cheers. Oh, delicious.
So, we're about to get started. And shopping went very, very well. We obviously got some delicious ingredients. And I'm showered. James is showered. I'm in my pajamas because there's no lies here, guys, no lies. Hot pot in our house is always a pajama situation. This is our usual setup. So we have
soft tofu. We've got vegetables. We have enoki mushrooms and some bok choy. Always go to your Asian grocer for enokis and bok choy because they're usually much, much cheaper.
Way cheaper. Enokis cost so much if you can find them in a normal store.
That was like $2.
Pretty good.
So, anyways, we've got purple sweet potato, which is kind of meant to be like a Japanesey one, and they just go really well in liquid-based things. We have some leftover fish balls, like I think they're meant to be Thai ones, and we have some pork belly for me because I need it in my life. So general rules, I mean, you do whatever the hell you want really, to be honest with you. But the best thing to do is to put in the things that take the most time to cook, so the plants. Also, what's really good to whack in there as well to start, because these are frozen, just the fish balls. I'm using my hands because, you know, lol.
How long are we going to leave these ones before we start putting in some of our other stuff?
These guys should take about 10 minutes, I would say. The fish balls are pretty much, I'm almost certain they're already cooked. They just need to heat up so they don't taste disgusting. All right, well, let's start chucking some stuff in.
Cool. I might chuck some toast in to start. I think when we have hot pot, I always consider it quite a healthy dish. I mean, you can make it as healthy or unhealthy as you want, which is the great thing about it.
Yeah, definitely you can make it healthy, but no, well, like ours is not too bad. All right, now Holly's being very, very weak sauce with her ingredients, so we're just gonna start chucking some stuff in. For those uninitiated with the hot pot life, the cool thing about this is that the more shit you put in it, basically, the better it tastes, because it continues to boil, all of the flavors come into the soup, so the more you use it, basically, essentially, the better it gets. So these balls are done, but just don't eat them immediately like I just did. So maybe give them a few minutes to rest. Look, hot pot is the best. I mean, if you have a bunch of people, like, okay, covidity, of course. Like, if you have a bunch of people who live in your house that are, like, have weird dietary desires, like, you know, don't like certain things and only want to eat certain things, it's actually pretty good thing to do. Because I can eat all of the protons and Holly doesn't not need to. Or she didn't need to touch it.
So my cousin Sophia, we usually have hot pot with both my cousins actually, but Sophia and I always have this conversation that the hotter the tofu gets, that I need to use this spoon to get it out. And we literally have this conversation every single time because I try and pick it up with chopsticks and it keeps breaking and I persist with trying. She's like, will you just please use the spoon? So I'm going to behave and use the spoon.
Wow.
So that I don't have broken tofu. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, just raging with hormones.
So, in the looming of the day of love, James, what is your favorite thing about me?
Many things.
What is your number one favorite? Do you have a number one?
I guess, I mean, I do have plenty of things. I'm not obviously just like, just riling her up at all. But if I was to pick one, I've always been thinking about this, the thing that I like most about you, and this was evidenced yesterday, is that Holly is a very caring human being and always thinks about other human beings, even fake ones. So we're watching Runaways yesterday on Disney Plus, and like I wouldn't recommend it. It's not the best TV show in the world, but we're like
Too far in now.
Yeah, we're too far in. We have to watch it. We have to finish it off. And like spoiler alert, one of the characters has a pet dinosaur, and in one of the episodes, the owner of the pet dinosaur has to say goodbye to the dinosaur because she has to run away, hence the title, Runaways. And so she says goodbye to the dinosaur, and the dinosaur like turns away and scutters off into the woods, and Holly gets like sad. She's like, "Ooh, that's sad." I'm like, "What the hell? It's a goddamn
I get teary.
CGI dinosaur." But it's because she is very involved in the existence of all the people that she likes. So she always thinks about them, and even if they're fake, gets sad when sad things happen to them.
Oh, that's nice, darling. What do you think my favorite thing about you is?
I like to think I'm a half decent person as well, So, yeah.
Half decent.
Yeah. So don't leave me hanging. What's the thing?
Actually, so my one story of the one thing that like turned me into, because James likes to put this front up of like that he doesn't like emotions, he doesn't like feelings, and that he doesn't really care about things, and it's like sort of like his thing. Like at work, that's what people always joke about with him. So one time James somehow managed to secretly invite us to Melbourne, me and one of my other friends, and we went to stay in Melbourne. Anyway, so we're having a great time, we're traveling around Melbourne, and we're on a bus, a tram. We're on a tram, and there's this dad with this little girl, and this little girl is standing on top of her dad's legs, whilst he's sitting down, and she's like standing, and she's sort of like a tiny baby, and so she's like wobbling around heaps, and this tram is like stopping and starting, and this kid keeps like, every time this tram stops and starts, the kid's like falling like forwards and back, and like right next to us, and we're like standing right next to these guys. And so I just noticed like no one's really talking about it, but like I've noticed it that it's happening, and I'm like, oh shit, like this little girl's gonna smack her head on this metal bar. And then no one says anything, like I don't say anything to James. So James has noticed as well, and he's standing closest to them, and he's just kind of like subtly put his hand on the bar, cupped like this, near where her head would fall if she did hit the bar so that he could catch her. And that was like one of the first things that I was like, oh, this boy is really sweet. That's the type of person that I would want to be with.
Oh, wow. You don't want to have an injured child, do you?
Well, he always used to pretend like, ew, children, I don't hold children, I don't touch children. So I was like, oh, this isn't somebody that I'm interested in. Like, that's the opposite to me. But then I realized, like, through these little moments that, like, that's not true. This potato is amazing. It's always so good. All right, so we're coming close to the end of this hot pot. So what we'll do is we'll finish eating this and then we'll switch back at the end. All right, so that is pretty much all of our hot pot finished.
Correct.
It was very, very delicious. We have annihilated all of our items, our big bowl of veggies, potato. The soup has got literally very little left in it. James finished all of his meats. And yeah, pretty much everything is gone. We have a little bit of tofu left, but I mean, I'm probably wasn't going to eat an entire packet of tofu by myself in one sitting. Well, not tonight anyways, sometimes, you never know. But yeah, really delicious, finished everything, really fresh and yummy, and a really fun Saturday night, date night at home.
Yeah, we're gonna go and probably try to finish Runaways today. Try to get it over and done with so we don't need to watch it ever again.
Hey, I mean, if a new season came out, I'd probably still watch it. James kind of likes it as well. No lies to be told, he's a bit...
Oh, look, it's nice to watch it, but it's probably not my favorite thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for Hot Pot tonight and eating with us. We hope you have an awesome weekend / week ahead of you guys, and we'll see you next time.